Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into something that's totally changing the game for who gets to build wealth. We're talking about investment crowdfunding. For almost a century, one of the best ways to get rich was completely off limits to pretty much everyone. Let's dig into how that all got turned on its head. You've had that thought, right? We all have. You see some brilliant new company pop up, and you just think, man, I wish I could have gotten in on the ground floor of that one. Well, for the longest time, that door was slammed shut and locked for most of us. For the better part of 100 years, investing in early-stage companies was, it was like a private members-only club. And the rules to get in? They were incredibly strict. The bouncer at the door of this exclusive club had a name, the accredited investor rule. And what that meant, basically, was that you had to already be rich to get the chance to invest in the very companies that had the highest potential for growth. Kind of backwards, right? Just let that sink in for a second. 80 years. A crucial path to building serious wealth was legally blocked for 99% of people. That meant the average person was stuck on the outside, just looking in. But then, a new law came along and basically handed the keys to the kingdom to everyone. The 2012 Jobs Act wasn't some minor adjustment. No, this was a complete rewrite of the rulebook. And the change was dramatic. It's a night and day difference. We went from a world where only the wealthy could participate to one where you, me, anyone can invest in a startup for as little as $100. And for the startups themselves, it gave them a brand new way to raise up to $5 million straight from the public, from the very people who believe in them the most. So the big question, did people actually use this new key to unlock the door? Oh yeah, the numbers tell a pretty wild story. This isn't just some tiny niche thing anymore. It is a full-blown, fast-growing market. So let's look at the evidence. Back in 2016, the very first year this was legal, the market started out with a respectable $18.7 million raised. A solid start, but it was just the appetizer. From there, it didn't just grow, it went supernova. By 2024, the amount of money raised in just 1 year rocketed past $500 million. A brand new record. That jump works out to a mind-blowing 52.4% compounded annual growth rate. To put that into perspective, you almost never see that kind of consistent, explosive growth in any industry. It's just incredible. And what's more, this growth has been shockingly resilient. Even after the whole market kind of dipped after a massive peak in 2021, it didn't stay down. It bounced right back to set that new record in 2024. This shows it's not a bubble. It's a stable, growing market with real staying power. Some experts are looking at this and getting a serious case of déjà vu. They're seeing these striking similarities to the early days of peer-to-peer lending. Remember that? It also started as this kind of quirky niche idea and then ballooned into a massive multi-trillion-dollar industry. The pattern here suggests this isn't some flash in the pan. It's the beginning of a huge financial shift. Okay, so we've covered the history, we've seen the insane growth, but let's get down to it. What does all of this actually mean for you? Why do we call this an unprecedented opportunity? Because this unlocks a totally new way to think about your money and your future. It's not just about getting access. It's about giving you new tools to build wealth on your own terms. You can diversify your portfolio beyond just stocks. You can put your money where your heart is and back founders you really believe in. And you get to learn about investing by actually rolling up your sleeves and doing it. So the opportunity is clear. But the next big question is, why now? Because with investing, timing is everything. And we are at such a unique, critical moment in the story of this market. Here's the deal. The market has proven itself. It works. It's growing like a weed. But it's not quite mainstream yet. Your friends, your family, they probably haven't heard much about it. This creates this perfect, rare window of opportunity. Getting in now is like getting into P2P lending back in the early 2010s, right before everyone else piled in. We are at the inflection point. So what's your path forward? It's actually pretty simple. Step 1 is just recognizing that this isn't some abstract financial trend. It's a real, tangible opportunity that's available to you right now. And the final step is really a shift in your mindset, from just being a consumer in the economy to becoming an active participant and an owner.
So listen, for the first time in 80 years, the tools to invest in the next big thing are in your hands. That exclusive club we talked about, the doors have been blown wide open. The opportunity is no longer out of reach. It is here. So the only question left is, what are you going to build with it?